Welcome to your TRX Follow Along Strength Workout. Today we're going to go through about a dozen or so exercises. We're going to go through at a pace where you can start to understand how the TRX works and how you can adjust and set yourself up for the most success possible. We'll talk about different ways that you anchor the TRX, from when you're at home using a door anchor to when you are like in a gym setting, when I've got it here on an X mount, or when we've got it anchored up here on a set of bars of some kind. So get ready to strap up to get yourself all set to move and dig into this TRX strength workout. Okay, step one, let's make sure we are all set up and anchored appropriately. So some of you at home have your door anchor set up, making sure that you take your TRX suspension trainer and you use this carabiner on your door anchor, and your door anchor is over the top of your door, and so that you can pull it tight. And make sure you put that door anchor as close to the hinges as you possibly can. Others of you will have a place that you can, in your home, take your suspension anchor and put it around a bar, or you can put it around a pillar or a tree or something. Just make sure it's a secure location. One thing you always want to make sure of is with your suspension trainer, that carabiner that's up there is never metal on metal. Always make sure it's in some kind of suspension anchor. That could be the door anchor, or it could be the yellow strap, whatever it is, just make sure it's never metal on metal. Over here on this side, I've got this one anchored up on an X mount, so it's a big block that is mounted up on the wall up there in my ceiling rafters right up there. So all those are great options for anchoring your TRX, and so you can put it pretty much anywhere you need to and take it with you wherever you want to go. Now, from there, let's talk about how do we adjust the suspension trainer. So here I've got this one set up at mid-length, okay, so we can see it's right about here. This is one of the newer models where you can see this got gray and black on the straps, right where the gray meets the black. That's how we designate mid-length on them, okay? Now, a lot of our exercises will be done at mid-length. There will be some that we move the straps up. And so when we move the straps up, we just grab this yellow tab that's out here and pull up on it. Now, down here on the bottom, this little metal buckle right here is called a barrel lock. And you might need to just pull that open just a little bit so that you can grab the tab and make it easy to slide it up. Let it go when it's done. Same thing on this side. Pull it open, slide it up, and now you've adjusted the straps in the all the way short position. When you go to lengthen your straps, do your best to try and lengthen your straps both together at the same time. So it looks like this. I'll take both of my straps and I'll grab both barrel locks at the same time, give them a little open, and then pull. Once I pull, there's my mid-length position on my straps, and then I can come all the way down here, and now they are fully lengthened. The length of your suspension trainer does make it more efficient and more effective for certain exercises that we will get into. The default, if you really can't remember which one that you need to put it into, you can always go back to mid-length, and that's a good place to go. But you'll see that once you kind of start to get the rhythm of using your suspension trainer, that you will want to make sure you always get to the appropriate length of the straps to make it the most bang for your buck. All right, we're ready. Let's work out. All right, first we're going to start with a simple warm-up, getting ourselves mobile and ready to rock and roll. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and adjust your straps to mid-length. So if they're not there already, go ahead and adjust them up to a mid-length position, okay? Once we're there, we're gonna step and turn away from the anchor point. A lot of the positions that I will tell you will be all relative to where the anchor point is. So I've got the anchor point behind me here, and I'm gonna stand facing away from the anchor point with my arms outstretched, nice and straight, almost parallel to the floor. I've got a little bit of an angle to my body, but not much. From here, I'm gonna take a step forward and then reach my arms overhead and stretch, hold for a beat or two, and then come back in. We're gonna do this 6 times, alternating our legs with each step. That's 2, stepping forward 3, little stretch, and back, stepping forward 4, stretch, and back, stepping forward 5. Ooh, it feels good. You get a nice stretch up there in the shoulders, and back, and here's 6. Good. Making sure we get a nice strong posture, a good stretch through the shoulders, and good movement through the hips. Okay, now we're going to do the exact same thing, but we're going to add a little bit of rotation to it. We're going to do 6 more. Now as I step forward with my left, bring my arms overhead, pull your left arm down, and then open your chest to the left. We add a little bit of rotation and a nice stretch. Bring your arm back up, bring that up tall, bring yourself back in. Step right, arms come overhead, pull your right arm down, open your chest to the right. That's number 2. We're coming back up. We'll switch, step left, arms overhead, left arm comes down, open your chest to the left. Come back up, step back. We're gonna step forward with the right, arms come up overhead, pull down with the right arm, open your chest to the right. Come back up, step back. We're gonna go to the left side again, left foot steps forward, arms overhead, pull down, open your chest to the left. Come back up, step in, step forward with the right, arms come overhead. We're gonna pull the right arm down and then open your chest to the right. This is a good mobilizing exercise to working on some spinal rotation. Right out of that, we're gonna turn around, we're gonna face the anchor point, and we're just gonna go into a little bit of hinge work. So I want you to find a position where you have your arms right about bottom of rib cage height and the straps are tight in front of you. Soften your knees, get yourself in a good position, and now we're gonna push your rear end out, drive the hips back, stretch out the back of your legs, hold the bottom, feel a nice stretch through your back and through the back of your legs. When you get there, hold for a couple of beats, and then we're gonna push down through the floor and come back up. Let's try that 4 more times. Down, hold a stretch, come back up. We're going back down again. Find the bottom, push those hips back, hold a stretch, come back up. We're just working on the hinge mechanics of your hips. Back for number 3, hold the bottom, come back up, keep those arms nice and straight. Here comes number 4, down, hold the bottom, find a nice stretch, push through, come back up. We're gonna go 1 more time, down, hold the bottom, nice stretch, and then come back up. Excellent. Now, next one we're gonna part of this one we're gonna do without the TRX. All I want you to do is do a little shin grab, knee hug. So you grab your shin, pull your leg up, hold for 2 counts, and then come down and switch legs. Bring the other one up, grab your shin, tuck your knee up towards your chest, come down and switch. Working on a little bit of balance here and a little bit of deep hip range of motion. Obviously, we're also bending our knees too, also important for the things that we're gonna get into today. Good, 1 more time on each side. Bring it up. And then 1 more time on the right. We'll bring that up, right here. Hold. Fantastic. And now, believe it or not, we're pretty warmed up and we're mobile and we're ready to go. So we're gonna jump right into the workout. So get the things that you need together because now we're not gonna stop. We're gonna keep moving. All right, I hope we're ready to work out. We're gonna have some fun and we're gonna do it and we're gonna get used to using these straps. Okay, so first thing, all these exercises for the most part are about 45 seconds each. I wanna make sure I have my timer set up the right way so I can see everything that we're doing. We're gonna go about 45 seconds each. So a couple of them are gonna be 30 seconds per side, but most of these exercises are gonna be 45 seconds each. And we'll have just enough time in between each exercise to get started with the next one and get set up, all right? We're gonna start first off with the TRX squat. And what I want you to do with the TRX squat is get yourself so that the straps are at mid-length. Once we're at mid-length, we're gonna stand facing the anchor point. And from here, we wanna get the straps in a comfortable position, but right in front of your chest. Now, we wanna make sure that the straps are always taut and always tight, making sure that there's never any slack in them. From here, we're just gonna sit straight down, right, find the depth that you can find and come right back up. We're trying to keep our weight evenly distributed in our squat and we're going down and up. Are you ready? On your mark, get set, let's go. We are down and then we are right back up. The beautiful thing about using your suspension trainer is you get the chance here to unload the movement, but also gets to work on really good range of motion and making sure that your posture feels really strong throughout the movement. Now, squat stance. That's totally up to you, right? Everybody's squat stance is a little bit different. As you can see, mine's just about hip width apart and my toes are open just a little bit. I'm letting my knees go forward a little and I'm keeping my weight evenly distributed throughout my whole entire foot. I'm going down, I'm coming up, keeping the straps tight with good range of motion. That's what we're looking for here and getting those legs working pretty hard. We got 3, 2, 1, squats done. That's your first 45 seconds. Next up, we're gonna leave it at mid-length and we're gonna go right into the TRX row. From here, start with your hands right by your rib cage and we're gonna walk ourselves in and change our angle of work. So we're gonna walk in, change our angle, get yourself nice and tight, hold on, okay? And then we're going to extend our arms, and then we're coming right back up. We're gonna pull ourselves towards the anchor point, okay? Now while you're here, make sure your body's nice and straight as a plank, okay? Get ready. We're gonna get started in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Down, up, control the movement, super slow, nice and controlled. Keep everything moving. Find yourself engaging your shoulder blades to pull you up towards the anchor point. Keep a nice, strong pattern throughout your whole body. Notice I'm on my heels. That helps for you to keep yourself in that solid plank position, okay? Now, you can go flat-footed if you really have to, but that's not preferential. We'd really like you to be on your heels here to maintain that solid plank position. We're almost done with this first 45 seconds of rowing. In 3, 2, 1, hold the top, and then we're gonna come out of that. Next up, we're gonna go right into the TRX squat and row. So now we're gonna combine those two movements. We're gonna leave it at mid-length. We're still gonna stand facing the anchor point. We're gonna start with our arms right by our rib cage again. Shallow step in on our heels. Now this time, we're gonna extend your arms, drop your hips back, your butt comes down towards the bottom, and now you're gonna row and stand at the same time. Got it? All right, here we go. Ready, set, begin. Down and up. Let those hips drive back, let those arms extend, and feel your upper body and your lower body working together as one unit. Keeping yourself on your heels the whole way through. You'll notice you don't have to take a very deep, steep step in to make this a pretty challenging exercise. We're also going to find that your heart rate gets a little uptick here while you're doing your squat and row. We're incorporating a lot of musculature, moving a lot of things all at the same time. Down and up. One more time. Whew! That's our 45 seconds right there. All right, we're gonna switch gears. We're gonna move into a TRX chest press next. What I want you to do is take your straps, grab your barrel locks, open them up a little, pull them both down to fully lengthen your straps. This is going to be your TRX chest press. I'm gonna show you a couple options before we start. Option 1, arms are out nice and straight in front of you, and you can offset your stance. What does that mean? That means you can put one foot in front of the other. Want to be on the balls of your feet, no matter what, and make sure that you can feel yourself nicely, evenly loaded between both your feet. From right here, we're going to bend your elbows, let your chest drop forward towards your hands, and press back up. While you're doing this, make sure the straps don't rub your arms. We call that scraping, and that's one of our sins. We don't want to see you scrape your arms as you're moving up and down on the straps. Treat this just like you would a push-up. You want to make sure you're all the way down and all the way up into a full range of motion. Now, the offset stance is level 1. Level 2 would be a wide stance with your feet. This is a little bit harder, a little more challenging on the core, and we can go here. Or we can go into a close stance right here in a narrow stance, and it's even a little more challenging. I'm going to take a wide stance, and we're going to go for 45 seconds. All right, are we ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go chest press. Lower yourself down, pause, and press. This is a great alternative for anybody who's having a hard time with push-ups and they know that they need to do them because they're so beneficial for us. You can always scale a push-up to an elevated position on your TRX and incorporate all the movement pattern that you need from your push-up just by being upright a little bit more. Huge core work here. We got a solid plank position from head to heel. We're straight as steel. That's what you're looking for. Keeping those straps from scraping your arms as you're going down and up. We've got about 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop your chest press. Very nice. Now from there, we're gonna move into a TRX front squat. take your straps and move them under your arms. Leave them at full length. We're not going to change that. We're still facing away from the anchor point. Now, bring your hands right here by your rib cage. Don't bring them up here to your armpits. That's going to feel like poop. Don't do that. Bring them right here against your rib cage. And then get yourself on the balls of your feet. Feet kind of wide, about squat ready position apart. And now we're leaning into it. We're leaning into our straps the whole way. And you're going to squat back like you're sitting back in a chair and stand up. Squat back and stand up. All right. Get yourself ready. In 3, 2, 1, go. We're down and we're up. Keep your heels up. Lead with your rear end. You can change the angle to feel whatever is comfortable for you, but you want to make sure at the bottom of your squat, your shin and your spine are relatively parallel. That's what you're looking for. I'm keeping the straps tight, not letting them come loose or slack in any part of the movement. Down, whew, up. Nice, steady, smooth, and controlled. That's what you're looking for. Keep pressing through your feet. Keep those heels up. And you got one more repetition. Fantastic. Whew! And that is your TRX chest press. All right, from there, we're now going to go back and we're going to take your straps and we're going to shorten them all the way up. All the way up, as high as you can get them, like so. And we're going to do what's called the TRX high row, okay? Now I'm going to give you 2 views here because this is important. View, I'm going to give you the view on this side as well too to see what the back looks like when we're doing the high row. So when I set this up to set up the high row, I'm going to start where I want to finish, which is with my elbows level with my shoulders, my hands level with my shoulders, and that's my start position. Wide stance, narrow stance, or offset. All of them are just fine. Okay, I'm going to go wide, and I'm not going to go in very deep because this gets pretty tough pretty quick. I'm going to extend my arms out, and then I'm going to pull myself back towards the anchor point, driving my elbows out and back. Here and here. This is a great exercise for upper back strength and rotator cuff strength as well too. We're going there and there. So now you know what it looks like from the back side. Let's get started, and I'm going to go over from the side angle and you can see what it looks like here. All right, let's get yourself in position. We got your elbows up, level with your shoulders, hands level with your shoulders too. Not a very deep motion in, and we're going to rock and roll. Ready, set, let's go. Down, and then drive those elbows out and back. Control the movement. Feel your shoulder blades. Control this, right? Feel those little muscles at the top of your upper back, really pulling your elbows out and back. Feel your shoulder blades anchor the position. All these things, important. Notice I'm staying in that nice, solid plank the whole way through. Down and up. Controlled and smooth. Nothing is getting loose. Nothing is floppy. We got about 10 more seconds. Whew. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fantastic. TRX high row. All right, we shift gears. We're going to go back and do a little lower body work. We're going to go back and get them at mid-length. So grab your barrel locks, lengthen your straps down so that they're about mid-length, okay? And we're going to do what's called the crossing balance lunge. So from here, it sort of looks like a curtsy lunge. That's kind of what it looks like, okay? We're going to have our hands in front of our chest, knee comes up, and from right here, we're going to come down and bring that right knee just to the outside of the front heel. And then we're coming back up to balance, all right? So we're going to go 30 seconds on each leg. Let's start with our right foot down, our left knee up, and we're going to bring the left knee down. Ready, set, let's go. Down we go, and right back up to balance. Simple, small movement. You're not stepping very far away. It's actually a pretty tight and compact movement, and what you want to feel is a little bit of extra work going through your right butt cheek and your right hip area, because we're adding that little bit of hip rotation in there, as we are on our way down. We got one more repetition here. Perfect. Feet down, switch legs. Right knee up. That's going to come down underneath us. Ready, set, go. Down and underneath. That touches just to the outside of your left heel. Whew, looking good. Slow, smooth, controlled. Nice. Whew. Find yourself coming right down that elevator shaft position. That's what you're looking for. One more time. Down and right back up. Okay, now we're going to go into some upper body work where we're going to do 3 in a row, 3 different ones that are going to leave us at mid-length. We're going to start with what's called the Y fly. Now, I'm going to show you again a back view so you can see what it looks like from the back. First, the Y fly, start where you want to finish, okay? Which means our arms are up in this Y position. Straps are at mid-length. Arms are up in a Y. Straps are tight. Go ahead and start in the offset position. 1 foot back, 1 foot forward. Lower yourself back, arms stay straight. Find your bottom, squeeze your shoulder blades down, and pull yourself back up with straight arms into the Y. Come down, and then right back up into the Y. Come down, and then right back up. All right, let's get ready and do this for 45 seconds. This is a tough one. Here we go. Arms up in the Y, 1 foot behind the other in the offset position. Find your angle of work, and then let's lower back, and then pull yourself right back up. 1. We're going down for 45 seconds. Whew. Shoulder blades, right? Shoulder blades. Feel those guys. Initiate the movement as you're pulling yourself with straight arms up towards your anchor point. The beautiful thing about the offset position is you can unload the movement as much as you need, and you can also ask for a little bit of an assist from that back leg to help you push forward through a full range of motion. Love the Y fly. It does such great things for your posture and your upper back strength and the ability to get your hands up overhead. Let's get one more. Fantastic. And there we are with your TRX Y fly. Great job. Moving on. We're going to go into the TRX triceps press. Now from here, we're going to face away from the anchor point. Again, offset, wide, or narrow stance. Choice is yours. Okay, offset being the easiest, and then the narrow stance being the most challenging. I'm going to go right here with my arms out as parallel to the floor as we can get them, maybe even slightly lower. And I'm going to go into a wide stance here. Do not need to be in a deep angle. We're going to have your hands relatively close together, about a fist or two apart from each other. Bend your elbows and bring your temples down between your thumbs. Hold on tight, squeeze the back of your arms, and push yourself back up. Notice my hands aren't really moving. I'm keeping my hands in one place. I'm bringing my body down and moving my body back. All right, we got 45 seconds of TRX tricep press. Are you ready? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Lower your body down, press back up, and down you go. Control it. You want to think to yourself, from elbow to shoulder doesn't move. Lock that down. The only thing moving is from elbow to handle. That's what's moving, okay? And your whole body, obviously, as you're going up and down. Keep that rhythm. Keep that big time squeeze going on in the back of your arms, and you should feel your triceps working very hard right here. Whoo! Feels good. Good squeeze. Lots of work in the back of my arms, and I'm still maintaining that solid plank position. So from head to heel, straight as steel. One more time, all the way down. Perfect, and all the way up. Switching gears, now we got your TRX bicep curl. We're gonna face the anchor point. We're gonna get your pinkies up by your temples, okay? So this is your starting point right here. Pinkies by your temples, you're looking at the anchor point. We're leaving them at mid-length too, guys. We're here at mid-length. Now, go ahead and walk into a shallow angle. Don't need to be deep. Offset stance, wide or narrow. Now we fall back, keep your hands in one place, and you curl back up. fall back, and then curl back up. Okay, so let's get ready. We're gonna go 45 seconds here. All right, 5, 4, pinkies by temples, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Down and up. Keep your hands in the same place. Try not to let them drop. Keep them up and feel yourself flex your arms to bring yourself forward. Whew. Down and up. Slow, smooth, and controlled. Ha. Keep them up there. Keep your biceps flexed. Just like everything else we've done, we want to make sure that our body's in a solid plank. 15 seconds to go. Hello, biceps. How you feeling? Hopefully you're feeling really good here. Whew. Almost there. We got 3, 2, last one, up and curl. Hold right there, and arms come down. All right, our last 2 exercises in the circuit. We're gonna come down to the ground, okay? And we're gonna get ourselves, first we're gonna get our heels in, then we're gonna get our toes in for 2 ground-based exercises. So, we need a new length. And the length, anytime you get down on the ground, anytime, you want your foot cradles. That's these guys here. These are your foot cradles, okay? These loops at the bottom of your handles. We want your foot cradles to line up with your mid-calf position. So notice I'm standing directly next to my TRX suspension trainer, and I'm looking down, and I want to see, does the bottom of my foot cradle hit my mid-calf area? It's almost there, so I'm going to bring it down just a shade more. Boop, and we're there. Now, that being said, you might feel a little more comfortable with them up a little bit or down a little bit. That's up to you, but this is a good gauge and a good range of places to start from. So always think mid-calf is where you want to start, and if you feel like you need to adjust it a little bit differently for you, then you do that. That will play a little bit of a different role too, the different anchor points you have and the height of them. So that's why we say start with the mid-calf position. Foot cradles to mid-calf. All right, we're going to get our heels in. So how do we do that? Face your anchor point. We're down on the ground. Take your thumbs, put them into your foot cradles like so, and then you're going to roll back. As you roll back, tuck your knees and drop both of your heels in at the same time. Now, we want to make sure that our straps are as straight up and down as we can. So I'm going to go right about there, making sure that they're perpendicular to the floor, and I want to make sure that my ankles are nice and relaxed. I might even think about pulling my toes back towards my shins so that I don't point my feet, because now we're going to go TRX hamstring curl. So arms by your side, soft knees, right? We don't ever want them locked out. We're going to lift your hips up, and from right here, drive your heels back to your butt. I want you to think about pulling your heels back, not pulling your knees back. Think about scooping and pulling, and not pulling your knees back. We want the work back here, not the work here in your hip flexors. Okay? Let's get ready. We're going to start up in the bridge position, soft knees, ready, set, let's go. Pull the heels in and back out. Remember, soft ankles. Nice, soft ankles is what you want right here. Okay, so that you're not getting a lot of work in your calf. You want to feel like you've got good control with your hamstrings, and you've got good even pressure in the suspension trainer. Okay, as you extend your legs, do your best not to lock your knees out. You want to make sure that the work is in the muscle, not in the joint right there. Whew! Starts to get a pretty quick burn here, pretty fast. Okay? We got about 10 seconds. Keep those hips up off the ground. Keep those hamstrings working hard. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stop right there. Very nicely done. All right, so from the TRX hamstring curl, we're going to go right into the TRX pike. Now, caveat, this is a little advanced, right? But I want you to try it and give yourself a little challenge of something you want to shoot for here. So how do we get our toes in easily? I'm going to show you. Take your foot cradles, hold them up like a pair of stinky socks. Once you're here, okay, you got those stinky socks, hold them up in the air, roll back to your back, drop those foot cradles over the tops of your feet. Keep your feet high, don't let them come down, and then you're going to roll over. Whoop, and look at, just like that, we've got our toes in. Now, make sure that you're even. Make sure that your 2 foot cradles are even and you have even weight distribution in them. We're gonna get ourselves in position here so that we can have our forearms down, okay? And we're gonna start by finding a plank first. We wanna make sure you can get a good plank. So when we come up into the plank, feel like you're pressing your heels back into the handles. So there's your initial plank right there. Now, if this is already hard enough for you to hold the plank, why don't you just stay there today? Okay, work on the plank and make sure you can hold it for 10 seconds. And then maybe you hold it during our 45 seconds of work. Maybe you hold it 2 or 3 times with a little rest in between. But we're gonna try and attempt the pike, all right, for 45 seconds. Here we go. So, forearms on the ground, hands open wide. We're gonna start up in a plank, and then we're gonna pike our hips up in the air like so. We're coming up and then back to the plank. We're not gonna put our knees down in between. This one's only 30 seconds, okay? You guys ready? Get set, and let's go. We're in a plank, pike it up, come back down, hold the plank. Pike, down, plank. Hips up and pike, legs stay straight, down, plank. Pike, hold it up, down, plank. Hips up, pike, whoo, down, hold, plank. Hips up, pike, down, hold, plank. Done. Stop right there. Excellent work. Take your toes out of your foot cradles gently, carefully as you can. Okay? So, you've just made it through about 25-minute TRX strength-based workout at a pretty moderate pace. Now, you can follow along on your PDF, and you can do a second round of that if you want to, obviously without all the instruction. You can also play this video back and do it all over again with me if you want to do it again with all the instruction. Just know it's going to take this workout to about a 50-minute workout. If you were to do this on your own and just remember all of the cueing that we went through for round 2, you probably cut it down to about 15 minutes for round 2. Okay? I hope this was awesome. I had a great time. This was a fantastic way to get started and introduced into your TRX suspension trainer. I hope you liked it. Check out more. We'll see you soon.